Hello everyone, how are you today? I'm Liliana Amaro, Children Sleep Coach, and I want to welcome you to these Saturday sessions of learning to sleep. Anyway, thanks for the people that are going to come or going to listen later. It's a pleasure for me talking about every Saturday, and obviously, thank you so much for spending these minutes with me. I'm not going to be too long. Sorry for this long introduction, but I have to say it. Okay, I'm going to talk about the white machines because this week, as you know, I'm very active in social media, looking through my groups, looking through all the posts that are talking about sleep and trying to see what is going on for the mothers, what are the main issues, and what is just letting people, stopping people from sleeping better. Okay, and see a post this week about white noise machine. The lady was telling that which kind of white machine someone recommend to her. She asked for recommendations because she was tired of giving the phone or putting the phone next to the cot of the baby. So first of all, I'm going to say that white machines are no good and are no bad. White machines are useful, and yes, when you live in a very noisy environment, it can block out the noise of the exterior. If you have other children and they're screaming, they can block out the noise. So the babies sleep more deep, and it's a noise because it's a very repetitive noise, and almost they say that it's very similar how the babies hear the noises when they are in the womb. It's very good for them when it's necessary. You know, we don't want to make the child dependent on this, because obviously there are times that we cannot carry the machine, or we forget, or if they're depending on our phone or our white noise machine on the phone, sometimes we need to use it, we cannot put it. So white machines, I do not recommend it. Like, I'm never going to give you, get a white machine and your baby is going to sleep much better. If you are already using it and you like it, that's fine. It doesn't affect the sleep habits of a child. Okay, it can help, of course, but you need to be having this in mind. If you consider that is something that you will need to try, that's okay, you can try. However, I do not recommend to use your phone as only white machine noise. Why? Because the phone obviously is a device that makes other noises, although perhaps I haven't tried these applications that use white noise in the phone, but perhaps you can it goes into a sort of no disturb, so you cannot receive any more phone calls, alarms, or anything else but the white noise. If your phone is active as a phone and also as a white machine, keep in mind that when you put it in the cot or next to the baby or wherever, you will still receiving phone calls, text messages, notifications so these things are going to disturb your child that is sleeping on the cot. Another reason I don't like the phone close to the baby is because it's a distraction. If the phones, like mine when it's in no disturb mode and on the dark, it has this setting that when you receive a message, even though your phone is completely off, it has a green light. So it's like a little flashing light that in the darkness, in the middle of the night, is really strong. It's like a little dot, but the emissions, when you have a white surface, it reflects and it amplifies. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be careful, because that little light that is coming out of your phone can be the distraction, can be the way your baby looks for it, and can be the reason your baby is getting awake for longer through the night. So I prefer not to use the phones. If you have a white machine and noise, that's okay. That is up to you. It's a decision that you have to make, and if you like to depend on it, that's very good. I have no issues with it. They are approved. I never say take it off, it's not good for you or whatever. It's always up to you. If you are ready, a little bit of recap, if you are ready to get rid of your white noise machine and you want to try new strategies, yes. If you are putting a white noise machine next to a baby because it's sharing a room with the siblings, or you have other children in the house and you think they are affecting the sleep of your child, believe me, it's better that you let your child or your children get used to the noises of each other, that the children start getting used to any kind of a noise of each other. Plan it and decide if the next week is the week that you are going to trying to adapt the children to each other. I know sometimes we don't let scream the baby because he's going to wake up my 2 or my 3-year-old, and I don't want that. They are sleeping really good. Okay, this is very enough, but the only way that someone is going to get used to the other person is by letting them get used to, giving them the chance, giving them the opportunity. Remember the time when you met your partner and you start getting used to sleep next to him? That is exactly the same. Every person, every child, it will take a little while until they feel really comfortable with the other one's noises, with the other one person, or we need to start thinking a little bit about this. People can takes a little while of it's a period of adaptation, and now working with multiples, working with twins. I know mothers get very afraid, and then now they become a little bit hesitant to let the babies scream because they are in the same room, they're twins, they are the same age, they don't know how to handle it. The only way they get very, very, very used to each other is letting them get used to each other. Let them recognize the scream. It gets to a point when the scream or the cry or the cough or the call or the voices of each other, it won't bother them. I have 2 children in the same bedroom. One of them sometimes calls me, and the other one will never wake up. Obviously, they've been sharing a room now 2 years in a row, 1 year, 2 years I will say, because Leon was about 6 months when he moved into Inca's room, and they actually like their company. They like when one of them see each other or see the other sleeping, they feel more comfortable to be in the room. They accompany each other. It's like support now for them. They like to have each other. They don't wake up each other unless one is very sick and something is really emergency. That's the time when they wake up each other. But obviously that is a exception. No, it's a rare case. So mommies, white noise machines are up for you to use, to try. If you're ready, try to let your children used to the environment. But there is no negatives about it, okay? Thank you so much for listening, Learning to Sleep. I'm Liliana Amaro, and see you again next week in over here. Bye.